Despite being canonically powerful, Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta, or Bluegeta for short, has always been the weakest version of the Saiyan Prince in Dragon Ball FighterZ. Overshadowed by his Super Saiyan and base forms, Bluegeta has had a hard time making his tools work for him, until Season 3. This past year, he has shot up the tier list thanks to some major fixes to his kit. As a result, longtime Bluegeta mains have been rewarded with a much stronger character. In this episode, we check in with the Alabama FGC, where one of the best Bluegeta players in the country resides. Dragon Von Doom is a day one Bluegeta main with a full understanding of his tools and their strengths, and today he shares the secret sauce. What is up, y'all? KRC Pinto here. Today I'm hanging out with one of the Alabama FGC's finest, Dragon Von Doom. Dragon, how you doing today, man?
Doing good, brother. How about you?
I'm doing great. Really looking forward to this episode. Blue Vegeta, a character that was really kind of shafted at the get-go in Dragon Ball FighterZ and has really come into his own this past year with Season 3 and Season 3.5. You've been playing him since day one, though. How do you feel about the past, year worth of changes? Are you stoked on current Blue Vegeta?
I will say I've played with him since Season 1, and you can tell how each season he's been getting closer and closer to that, pretty much closer and closer to that edge to where he needs to be as a complete character. Season 1 and 2, he had a lot of holes in his gameplay. It seemed like a lot of stuff that he was doing or what he wanted to accomplish was incomplete, but he still succeeded as a point character at general. But now since Season 3 came out, and especially since 3.5 came out, they changed a lot of his stuff to where anything he does is putting you in position to where he wants you to be, and which is completely like the corner, midstream carries, full corner carries, stuff like that. Like, he pretty much has it all to where once he gets the hit, that's all he wants. That's all he needs, honestly. And he's now a two-touch machine to where not only he's two-touching you to death, he's gaining a meter from it too. So I'm in love with him in Season 3.
You love to see it, man. All right, well, today I've got some questions for you. We're going to talk about how you feel about the character, some things you like about him, and your general game plan with him. You ready to get into it?
Oh, yeah, for sure, bro.
All right, let's do it. All right, man. So first and foremost, one of my favorite questions to ask, what is your favorite move of Blue Vegeta's and why? It can be a normal, special, super, whatever you like best.
My favorite move of Blue Vegeta is definitely the Reckless.
Okay.
And the reason why the Reckless are my favorite is because not only they lead to what I say is his bread and butter, they also create mind games on defense. It keeps the opponent conditioned and wanting to press something, anything. Bluegeta can put you in different situations to where you have to double and triple reflect his Reckless, which is always good. And when I say the character condition, he now can stagger his Reckless, which is good. So he can do something like that, which is not true or whatever, but he also has a slightly good switch back, which is good like that in mid-range too. So it keeps the opponent, especially with short one, very honest and make you have to guess, like, okay. And when you guess, that's when different types of conditioning points come in. So I can just go stagger, or, oh, okay, I thought I seen a gap, but then they press the button and they get bust with a medium record, or even just something like that, something as simple as that. So it'll look something lines up like that, and you got caught, and you get punished. So the records create a nice little mind game into where, yes, he's -8, but when you keep your opponent conditioned, they don't know when the stopping point is per se, or when to begin. Like, okay, when do I get my turn? That's when your opponents start getting guessy. They're guessing, they're getting antsy, and that's what you want with Vegeta, because the moment you guess wrong, it could be the turn of the tide, honestly. And this is coming from a guy who's played this character at pretty much every position, but I've mained him mostly in season 3 as an anchor. You will see me playing different tournaments or whatever as an anchor, and I've done 3v1 comebacks way too many times in different videos. I even 3v1 Hook 3 times with Vegeta solo before he got buffed. So the character can put in work if you keep your opponent on their toes, I should say.
You can switch sides on that Rekka, can't you? If you do like an EX towards the end, does it swap sides?
Yep. It does it in the middle too. So let's say I do EX ending, you can go and switch sides. That works really good. It's -5 on block, which is also good. But you also look at this gap though. Nobody should be mashing in this gap. And the moment they do, get big banged or something like this. If you're losing something like this, big banged, or even with somebody with big limbs like Broly, um, get smoked, or get clipped or something like that. And even with the EX in the second on the first repeat, you were building mix with certain assists. So anything from, if I'm not mistaken, anything from 25 startup on up, you can get not necessarily a high-low, and not like a 50-50, but there's a high-low option for it too, and it's very hard to see and catch. So do that, do something like that.
He floats there for so long.
Yep, and it's a curse, not a curse in a way, but on like like doing 2H or something, you would um get smoked because of the landing recovery. But at the
Gotcha.
same time, any like super high block stun assist makes that mix even more scary because it's like, okay, he's floated for so long. Is he gonna go high? He gonna go low? Um, both of my assists on my team are like 30. Naples 35, Base Coos 37. Both these are well enough to pretty much put you at bay. But yeah, that's pretty much like the EX. And not to forgot to mention that the EX record portion, the EX record for the beginning part, the actual 236H, it goes about maybe 85% of the screen, maybe between 75 and 85% of the screen, and from 65 to about 55, it'll also jail you on block. So let's say you're in the sky and you're trying to just do whatever you want, pretty much. So I'm in the sky. Well, my bad. The opponent's in the sky, and they're just bushing around or something. That jails, and what that does equally is makes them win neutral like easier, something like that. Your opponent's in pressure now. They get smoked. So
I love it, man. That jail almost looks like a superior version of the Bardock Key Blast to Lariat jail.
yeah,
Big Bardock vibes.
that is literally the essential. That's literally like it's got the same purpose, honestly. I wish it was a little bit more like Bardock. EX Lariat going full screen, but full screen Lariat with Blue Vegeta just that'll be broken, honestly.
Let's talk about Blue Vegeta's assists. Right now you're running him point, but assists still important. What's your favorite assist of his and why? What do you run?
Since my team has Nappa, I always ask. I get the same question. Why? What assist do you run? A assist. And here's the reason why. A assist can be used. Its main utility is defense. So it punishes the opponent for being way too aggressive. Them pressing buttons in the wrong time. Um, Something as simple as, oh, okay, to keep them at bay, they'll have to hold that or reflect it. And if they chance reflect it, I can, Dragon Rusher. And just keeping that mind game and that assistance on this, even in the corner, it gets a little bit scary. Because people like to vanish out the corner and that gets smoked. People like to take their turn back by doing, whatever advancing move they have to get them out the corner, they get smoked. And for Nappa needs something a little bit more so on the neutral side. I have basically as my other assist, and so basically is not a quote unquote neutral assist, but that's why I have this, and I can just keep going. And Nappa needs something more so in the neutral department to help him move in more. Preferably me, if I was to play Nappa in a different team, it'll definitely be a beam assist or something with like a ball like Broly A or Kefla A or 21A, but Bluegeta A is definitely my favorite assist, and that's one of my main favorite things about it is this not the number one thing. Take a look at this. This assist is 1100 on hits raw, and its hit stun is 85, which means I can go to the grocery store, come back, put my workers up, and hit you, pretty much. And that assist is also 1100 on hit, which means besides C assist, it is the strongest assist in the game.
That's pretty wild.
So,
I never realized it did that much damage. That's kind of nutty.
so if you take 10 of these, 9 of these, well, actually 9 of these in the face, you're gonna die. So you don't want to get hit by that too many times, and especially with somebody like Nappa, whose damage output is actually nuts, who can two-touch you for free. You want to be really mindful of, you want to pick your battles on when you want to get hit. So that assist does pretty much what I want it to do, make you really think about getting hit.
I didn't realize this until now, but you literally cannot vanish your Nappa, dude. Between base coup hitting both sides and Bluegeta, you're vanishing straight into the Big Bang attack. Like, you cannot get raw vanished when your Nappa's out. That's it.
Because as soon as Nappa gets the hit, if Nappa gets any hit, he just steamrolls. Once you allow this character to steamroll, you feel like this character is unstoppable, honestly. And that's why I love the assist. The assist makes him okay. And one of my favorite things to do with the assist with Nappa, honestly, is the street stand. Yup. One more time.
Oh, Nappa makes me sweat, man.
With that restand, the low option, he gets the assist back really quickly. The opponent can't mash. They can't mash. If they reflect, they have to deal with Cyberman like 3 other times. With that being said, like that's one of the easiest 2 touches with my team, with Big Bang attack.
If someone gets stuck in the startup of Big Bang attack, do you have enough time to clap them if they're over your head? Like if they raw vanished you and they got stuck in the Big Bang startup?
Oh yeah, for sure. You can, like, if I touch, like, if you want to vanish, man, go around the head. That'll happen. So
God, that's so long.
And look at it like this too. You get 40 plus more damage too. So you do that.
You get to clap them on the way down. I was picturing like while they're stuck in the thing, you just reach up and clap them. I wasn't anticipating them flying in the air, falling towards the ground, and then getting clapped.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's crazy. You love to see it.
And like with Nappa, it's just any hit he gets, that's what he wants, bro.
So, next question. I think you're actually specifically suited to answer this one best as the expert because you do move him around your team. What do you think is Blue Vegeta's best position right now and why?
Oh, Bluegeta's best position?
Yeah.
Anchor by long shot. And the reason why is because this character builds so much meter just off of his BNBs, just something as simple as it's just something one of the easiest BNBs, just something like this. That is 50. That is 5 point. That's about 5.1K, and he's built like 1.7 bar. That's nothing optimized with like jumping M, jumping L starters or anything like that. And that's just the SS in the middle. That's not like jab jab. It like anytime this character touches you, you're gonna feel it. And the way how they set this character up, they buffed his record damage with the 3.5 patch, and so that makes this character a lot more deadly. The character already like he put out a lot of damage prior to the actual buff. I mean, prior to the actual buff, but he had to use bar. Now this character is a little less meter reliant, and he builds his own meter. It's always good. Um, Something like this. Oh, little. That's 5.2K, and he's built almost 2 bars.
So is your kind of like thought process is that he's good in the anchor because his 2-touch is so easy?
I originally ran him even prior to the buffs at season, like when season 3 dropped. The number one thing I wanted to do with Bluegeta was Bluegeta was considered my weakest character from season 1, 2, all the way, and then I was like in 3. I was like, I really want to change something up with my team because I originally ran Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta, Nappa, and Super Saiyan Vegeta, like all the way into to season 3, and I was like, man, I want to change something up about my team. I seen a little bit of buffs that they did give Vegeta, but the number one buff that I actually enjoyed was that EX moves cost half bar instead of full bar. And I was like, well, that sounds really good because now I can EX record for like free, and that's just 3.0K. That's just 3K just without him being on limit break or anything like that. But I was like, well, with the limit break and EX moves cost him 0.5 bar now, let me try him on Anchor. And I kid you not, maybe within a month, I was like, okay, he's probably my best Anchor. And that's because the drive I had for this character was unimaginable. I was like, I'm going to make him my best character. That's literally the drive I had. Like, I'm going to make him my best character. I want to be known more so for my Vegeta versus my Nappa. And that's what happened. Like, I've played some really, really, really tough matches and high level stuff, and Vegeta's came out on top. The amount of confidence that I have with Bluegeta at Anchor is really, really, really scary because it's like I feel like I can beat anybody with him on. That's how I feel about him.
All right, fair enough, man. I love the passion.
Oh yeah, this is like I said, this is my favorite character. I feel like he has everything. Maybe a little bit of a tweak on his key blast, on his whip key blast at 2H, but that'll be about it for me. Other than his assist, maybe change B assist, make B assist go further, but that should be being greedy. But it is what it is.
Let's talk about neutral. This character, some pretty strong neutral tools. I think that's a lot of what people look at him for right now. He's got, a good key blast. He's got big bang. How do you approach neutral with Blue Vegeta? I almost said base Vegeta. Blue Vegeta.
With this team, I look at it from a team composition aspect. Like let's say I read my other main team, which would be base Vegeta, Nappa, Blue Vegeta. With that team, if I was to flip Blue Vegeta on point and base Vegeta on Anchor, I would run it a little bit more aggressively. Only because I have a little bit more something else to control the sky, being base Vegeta A. And so anything that touches you, key blast wise, Vegeta A rises up behind it, and Vegeta A has a great amount of hit stun, by the way, and I can confirm off that. But with this team right here, I like this team a lot more because this team sticks. But I will say with this team, it kind of sort of ish lacks in the neutral department. But with Bluegeta being on point, I have to play a little bit more passive. So you'll see me run Key Blast, I'll Frown Start, I'll up that Key Blast, something like that. And when I feel like the opponent is getting either A antsy, that's when I catch them with super, and I catch them super dashing with, let's say, after any of my key blasts or whatever, and they get smoked by big bang attack. That's even without meter. That's kind of sort of ish what I want because I want the opponent to think twice. Like, oh, okay, he's he's not playing around. He's fucking smoking me. Like, oh my bad. Like, okay, I'm in the air, I'm flingering, and I just move in after that. And with that being said, I'm like, okay, I'm in. I got you towards the corner, and now you're gonna get antsy. Like, okay, I'm trying to move out the corner. Or if you're really stable on defense, let me crack your defense open with staggering Rekkas or Rekka mix or anything like that. And another way how I approach neutral is you like to play on the ground a lot. You'll see me do that a lot. Like Key Blast into Napa A or any assist that keeps you standing. That makes me, okay, cool, I win neutral. And with that being said, I like to, I would usually like run a lot of big bang attacks, but I come into a lot of problems with certain matchups. Like people like UI, just smarter players in general. They're like, oh, okay, they will big bang. I'm for the super dash to kill them. UI actually has a move that he can counter up behind, of course, Vegeta and smoke him. Jiren has his counter and this smokes big bang attack too. So you can't be throwing big bang attack out as frequently as you want. And different matchups like I said, Jiren or UI, something like that has counter aspects to the characters. Mix it up a little bit. They want you to throw Key Blast right at them, and instead of doing that, throw one up. And the thing about up Key Blast is, if you ever notice characters like Bluku or Vegeta, their Key Blast has no landing recovery. This doesn't. This doesn't too. So this causes mind games. So like, oh, okay, let me do my counter, and they whiff counter, and I move in. So and even if I want to do that, something like, something to cause mind games with his Key Blast. Key Blast also mad intimidating to where, okay, characters like Bardock or any character that has like single Key Blast options besides Nappa, of course, or Trunks. Bluegeta kind of like smothers them in a way, unless the opponent has the assist, because they feel really, really pressured by Key Blast and they don't know whether to Super Dash or, they Super Dash get smoked with Big Bang Attack. But it's just on the player itself because, you can just, by the time they think about Super Dash, I can just block. We back in neutral or the opponent can finally take their turn back or something like that. But the neutral, I really like to keep being passive until I push the opponent to the corner. Just go all in. Like once I get him in the corner, I can do whatever I want or whatever I need to.
All right, so neutral, we're playing patient. We're bullying them on the way to the corner so you can do what you want. So what is it that you want? How are you approaching pressure and mix-up with Blue Vegeta?
So pressure and mix-up, my favorite, I got a buddy of mine, Noah C, of course, one of the best in the Alabama. He always says we are counterparts of each other. He knows I am a rushdown offensive based player. And so pressure and mix is where kind of sort of where I thrive at in a way. Even with something as simple as, okay, I got Key Blasting, cool. In proximity of Rekka. So I'm just gonna, add something like that, something like just all light records, and then just add an assist behind it, and just add open them up with just an instant air dash option. And once you get the opponent conditioned to like, okay, he gonna do instant air dash every time. So, that's where you go low. Conditioning is one of my favorite things to do with this character because this character really honestly taught me condition. And I never understood the concept until now. I never still understood the concept in high level until I played this character. I'm like, okay, so this character has thrives making the opponent block a certain way at a certain time. And so once you start mixing it up, that's when the opponent, starts to get antsy, like, oh man, I don't know what to do. Let me press a button, or hey man, let me reflect. And they can't get in because they reflect into it and they try to mash on the assist, or my assist end up catching the key blast for me, or my assist end up smoking the key blast or the beam, or my assist smokes them for trying to punish too fast, or something like that. And once I'm in mix wise, I love the record hello. It's my favorite. That one, that one. Um, and the thing about this, time. Oh, I just sucked it. There you go. And the thing about this is, um, all of Bluegeta's medium records have he floats after every medium part of his records. So with different scenarios, it's pretty much three different options for me to get a mix from. Like I can mix from this. My bad. I can do it like that. I can do that, or I can go something like that. And I use all three of those options to keep my opponent guessing defense. They're like, okay, last time he went, with the first win, you went first win, and then he went to, high low or whatever. Okay, so I know what to do with that. And I'm like, okay. And like, okay, he just changed it up. He just went from, something to like that. I'm like, yeah, do that. And a lot of people tend to like, okay, Vegeta's records are the rumor, not the rumor, but the word of the mill not too long ago was like, okay, Vegeta's records are like slow, they're not good. But I'm like, they are good. You just have to use them a certain way. There's certain ways you apply them. Of course, likes to include in block string, but his medium ones are his mixed tools. Every bit of his medium one are his mixed tools. So that's what I pretty much. That's what I pretty much. That's pretty much where my pressure and my mix comes from. Even when I go with that one, anything like that. So, and even with the EX, oh my bad. No, something like that. I like to keep the opponent guessing. So that's pretty much my pressure right there. My pressure is to apply records as much as I can on defense, and also I occasionally will do.
Oh,
I would occasionally throw command grab a command grab side switch in there just to keep them guessing. Something like that, or get back on them. So a lot of people don't know how to react to it pretty much, but it keeps the opponent guessing, and I can whip command grab and we still be +3 from far away too. So with them assist card, by the way. So all these things come into play when I like to apply pressure, mix, conditioning, anything like that.
how are his staggers? Does he have good buttons?
His buttons are his buttons are average. So he has he has the standard 6 frame jab, which is -3. Um, for it on his 2Ls, -4, pretty average. His mediums, negative. His mediums are -6. However, you can catch the opponent in a good, in a very good position, and position at -5, stagger it from it, or in my case, I occasionally really do not like to stagger with his buttons per se, but his auto combo is incredible because the pushback is really, really, really good. It's -4. He's safe as hell. Um, he can condition the opponent to where, okay, I want to, you know, I can catch the opponent slipping, like, okay, something like that, or something like that.
Ooh, I like that little hover there. That was sick.
So yeah, like this character, this character has a lot, honestly, bro. Like you just gotta really apply it, honestly. Like his staggers, like of course you got the traditional, 4 LL staggers, and even his 5 LL is pretty good staggering with. So, but I feel like his best staggers is auto combo for sure. Cause like look at that push fast, godlike.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. Definitely blow him up for that.
Yeah, I catch a lot of people. When I tell you a lot of people, like a lot of people, honestly. And then like they want to press if certain characters like Broly, for example, has big buttons. Um, he can jab back, of course. I can. Well, I can. My bad. Um, I can go. I guess I would have been underestimating big characters. Like, okay, he got big buttons, so I don't want to, go for 2M. So I can just go for Records instead. So yeah, that's
Okay.
pretty much his. It's pretty much his staggers though. Besides his records, um, like I said earlier, his records got pushback. That's really good. Certain characters with like short range, with like short limbs, like Super Saiyan Goku, for example. He's not touching you. Um, boom. Um, that's pretty much it. Oh yeah, and by the way, I forgot about his Key Blast. Key Blast are really good stagger tools. Negative, if I'm not mistaken, they're -3 a pop. -3, -3. So they keep the opponent guessing on block. I mean, there's of course there are some players you just will not be able to condition it. Super dash for everything, but Big Bang Attack, 2H, 5H, all that keeps up. If I'm not mistaken, Bluegeta may have an issue with. Uh, Never mind, he did. Um, he can, if anybody wanted to beat Antsy and Super Dash, he can just stop him with 5H, 2H, Big Bang Attack, Reckless.
It's crazy how many of his moves create that space. Like now that you've pointed it out, I'm looking for it.
Yeah,
So much that you created space with the Key Blast, you created space with Big Bang. Like there's just a
yeah.
lot of moves that
He
cause that gap.
in that space he creates is one of the things he wants to. Cause like, okay, it catches like that move is -16, but if you block that on point, if I'm not mistaken, nobody can really punish it from. And so you choose the wrong option to try to punish it, then the next step is I'm gonna attack you with Records because you whiffed the button. And that's my quickest move to go to from you whiffing the button. And once he gets in with Records, we're in the same scenario again. I'm pushing you to the corner, and I knock you down, and you got to eat Oki. So I mean, this character eats like he creates little tiny bit of like little points like that, and it makes you antsy. It's like, okay, I want to press a button so bad, and you end up pressing the wrong button and you get smoked. Character really punishes you off making simple mistakes.
Okay. Let's talk about his Oki a bit. So,
Okay.
getting the hard knockdown, pretty pivotal to the Dragon Ball game. You did say he's like a 2-touch monster too. You got to make that happen by opening him up. So what are you doing with him when you get an Oki situation? How are you making it happen?
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of different ways where I go with Oki with this character. Um, there are certain Oki tools that I would use. You will see me do something like this a lot. You see me do this one a lot. That one, you get smoked. You can run under it, of course, but that's literally the only option. But because if I condition you to keep blocking high, um, you're gonna block high. I can just go low, sneak the 2L in, or you want to reflect. I can whiff, of course, 2H like I did, and command grab you if I go low. I'll keep going low enough. So those are like different things that this character has. So something like that. And busts 2H, it makes you whiff level 3. Um, um, so it does a lot. And let's say hard knockdown situations. Of course, you got your traditional knockdown. Um, Now the jumping 2H into insta air dash that works. Um, that's the called the traditional Vegeta Oki has been season 1. Um, no, that's still available. Um, his command grab Oki though, some of my favorite things to play around with because I feel like there's a lot of meat on the bone when it comes to command grab. It doesn't have the same advantage as sliding knockdown with jumping H, but however, I find it just a little bit easier to time meaty 6M, um, meaty 6M, just different like. Jeez, I'm out. So something like that, or I can get media confirmed and just have. Um, this is fake, but not a lot of people know it. Something like that, or even when we get to level 3 scenarios. Level 3 scenarios are some of my favorites. He has someone. I feel like this character in general, comes to his level 3 knockdown, has some of the scariest Oki in the game. Simply because his there's something as simple as that right there is good because that keeps the opponent guessing like, okay, he's gonna keep going high. So I'm gonna block high, then command grab come. And then something super simple as, okay, so he went high, something like that happens, and that creates layers. And even with it, when it whiffs, it's very hard to punish. You don't really kind of. It's like -29, but it's really kind of hard to see where he's gonna land. And plus, I cover myself with an assist too. So it's like, damn, like this Oki pretty much has like everything. So it's like my main Oki I go for after post level 3. It's pretty much it. Like, oh, his Oki's, like I said, his Oki game is strong. The moment he touches you, you can even jump post. Right, like, okay, I'm gonna just, I'm gonna just jump up, get smoked, and just back on you again. So, like, this character, he shits on you for, like, once I reach your Oki, good. Like, you got the spark, get out of it. And if I base and if I just look for the spark, you're dead. So, like, this character, his Oki game is pretty strong. It's slightly above. I ain't gonna say slightly above. It's definitely above average compared to, Super Saiyan Vegeta, some of the normal characters that has decent Oki, but it's not on a level of like Android 21 and Base Cheetah. Those characters have like mid-screen Oki and um full-way mixed post level 3 and shit like that. But he doesn't have that. But his Oki can create some really good Oki, but it's just his button, the way how his moveset is set up, it just creates really good offense.
All right, so that's a lot of really powerful offense from Blue Vegeta. What happens when he's stuck on defense? Does he have any tools that he can use to his advantage when he's the one stuck in block?
If he's stuck in block, the main thing I look for is just noticing when what gaps the staggers have, or like, excuse me, when it's in my turn, or if I get knocked down, what is my opponent going to expect? Because I get knocked down, I do up recover, and I can just do command grab over their head and get out. That's an escape route. But when I'm playing defense, I like to be patient because he doesn't have any DPs. He doesn't have like super invincible options other than Final Flash, and so I like to keep be safe on when my turn is back. And when the staggers do come, I've been doing it with all my characters pretty much. I like to reflect punish, so I do something like that. So that's pretty much about what I do on defense. Just I like to keep my blocks on. If I can reflect when I'm supposed to reflect, I'm good. I do have a really bad reflect problem on reflecting in the correct time and stuff like that. But when I got my mind on blocking, I can block. So I just let's keep blocking. Let's wait to see what the opponent does. Let's see what their tendencies are, and let's try to react on. But as of like anything above average defense wise, he doesn't really have too much. Other than maybe advanced moving options off post up recover, but I mean the opponent can smoke those if they really, really keep their eye on it. But anything like DP, counter, anything like that, no, he doesn't have any, but he necessarily doesn't need it either.
How's his command grab as an anti-air? Does it function that way at all? I know it's mostly a combo tool, and we talked about using it in mix-ups a little bit, but does it have any function when he's on defense? Can he snatch somebody?
Yeah, most definitely. The command grabs are built for the opponent jumping and the opponent standing up, and in certain positions, Um, it comes off as an anti-reflect too. So, you catch the opponent, jumping or whatever. You got the medium one. The medium one is built as an anti, pretty much. That's what its main purpose is. Um, but it also has that, of course, that kicking in too. So it's supposed to combo behind it. Okay. The light wind can do the same thing. It's quicker. 20 frame will start up. Um, of course, you got the EX one. Oh my bad. So, and the cool thing about the EX one is one of my favorite things. If you target an this move, it goes like 90% like that. So, okay. There you go. So he gets pretty. It's like Z Broly's jumping up command grab, but maybe a little further. It has a lot more range, and they function really good as command grab. I mean, function really good as anti-airs too. The opponent gets too antsy in the sky. You know, one of the main things you want to do is like, okay, let's keep them. You want to keep your eye on the opponent. Okay, they got them jumping. Every time you approach them, getting close, and like, okay, you can jump in. So, ooh, 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 three, and you got that. So, like, they work really well as anti-airs. By the way, this light command grab also is like 18 frames in the sky, so it's a little bit quicker in the sky. And the medium one kind of sort of aims more downward. If you target that one down, sky, if you stand up, it catches you pretty good standing. It catches you a little bit better than in the standing up too. So it's 24 to catch them. These command grabs are not like it's not like Z Broly, but they actually sped the start up on it too. Unlike, I think, if I'm not mistaken, the last patch they came out with, well, not the last patch, the patch before last, the 3.5 patch, they sped up these command grabs. Either that or this actual season 3 one. And yes, 20 on startup on that one, 26 on the sky on that one, 23 on that one. EX is 20 also. So those all, I mean, they work really well. I like command.
Dragon Ball Doom, if someone came to you tomorrow, said, hey man, I'm thinking about picking up Blue Vegeta, but I'm on the fence about it, I'm not sure. What are you telling them to push them over the fence? Why should someone play Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Vegeta in Season 3.5 of Dragon Ball FighterZ?
If you like pressure, if you like easy access mix, if you like damage, and if you like meter gain, play this character. This character has all of that. When I tell you from the round start position, this character will make you shit bricks if you with the right shell, of course. But this character will make you like, it will make you guess like a lot of stuff. Like, okay, like even in two touch scenarios. Like you're dying post round start just off of bad decision making. So this character really thrives off of making make your opponent mistakes really like damaging.
I love it, man. I love it. I'm glad they finally made him good. I'm glad you've been running him since day one, waiting for this moment, and now just proving how badass this character really is. You love to see it.
It's hilarious, bro, because like when when they dropped season 3, I didn't stream the first day because I was at work. But the following day I streamed everybody was like popped up in the street. I was like, I've been waiting on you. Like, okay, what do you think about Bluegeta? Everybody was like nuts, bro. Because I was talking about like I was in love with the character within like the first 2 minutes of playing him. It was insane.
All right, man. That is all the questions I have for you about Blue Vegeta. This is your time to plug your stuff. Where can people find you? You got Twitter, you got Twitch, you got YouTube. Let's hear it.
You can definitely find me on Twitch. Of course, it's Dragon_Von_Doom. Um, I stream pretty much 3 to 5 times a week now. My work schedule's getting a little lighter. School's getting a little lighter also. So anytime Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, about between 3 and 5 p.m. Central, I'll be streaming for about 4 hours, 3 to 4 hours pretty much. And you can see me wreak havoc with Bluegeta. If you guys have any questions about Bluegeta, Nappa, or even a little bit of Base Geta, Base Coup, Super Saiyan Vegeta, I'm pretty well thought I'm pretty well known with those characters also. I'm also on Twitter. It's the easiest way to get in contact with me. At Dragon Von Doom. So that's pretty much it, honestly. Like those are the two easiest ways you can get in contact with me, honestly. Um, but yeah, that's about it for real.